Hello, this is Randy Nunez, your host on Between the Chalk Lines. All baseball talk, all the time. Sorry if I'm rolling my words a little bit. Just say you know, had a little bit of fun yesterday with Ohtani being the first person to join, or I should say, create the 50-50 club in Major League Baseball history. And we'll get to that real quick, but I want to remind everyone, if you haven't already done so, go to Between the Chalk Lines Instagram, follow, and like, and make a comment on the PJ Morlando card. This is running through all of September. So at the end of September, I will post a short on YouTube and spin the wheel of however many people are on that picture and commented like to follow the profile. So without further ado, in my um, nice Japan jersey for WBC, and give you the weekly wrap up. A lot of stuff has happened as the next week. This week that's coming up is the last week of the regular season for baseball, and some teams are already looking at the future. Obviously, um, before we get to that, we're going to look at the teams that have been eliminated and the teams that haven't made it to the playoffs. So in the American League, the White Sox, Chicago White Sox, the Oakland Athletics, and the LA Angels, what you want to call them that, have been eliminated from playoff contention entirely. Only two teams have made it to the playoffs. They have clinched wild card spots at the very minimum. New York Yankees and the Cleveland Guardians. Neither one have won their division outright, so we still have, like I said, a week worth of games. In the National League, we're gonna move over on eliminations. A lot more teams have been eliminated in the National League than the AL. I'll just say it outright. The Nationals, the Marlins, the Reds, the Pirates, Giants, and the Rockies all have been eliminated from playoff contention. The same as AL, only two teams have made it to the playoffs, but one team has clinched their division, and that is the Brewers. They have clinched the division, and they rolled out a nice little stroller with non-alcoholic beverages for Jackson Trio, as he is not yet 21 years old and can't have champagne and all that good stuff. And the other team that clinched a playoff spot was the Dodgers last night. And I'm going to talk about last night's game, as there's a lot of drama. It was crazy. And if you watched it, uh, history being made. So going on to some of the other playoff teams, hopefuls. The Twins and Tigers are fighting out for the last American League wild card spot. They are tied at 80 and 73 going into last week. So this last week is the defining week for the Tigers or the Twins going into the wild card. The Mets have launched themselves into the second wild card position in the National League, going 7-3 in their last 10 games, and the Atlanta Braves have dropped out of the wild card race. They're two back of the last spot, being 5-5 in the last 10 games. So it already looks like early bracket may be busted if the Braves don't make it. They still have a week. Um, going into the changes that some of the teams are already looking forward to just next year in 2025. Um, the Red Sox Chief Baseball Officer Craig Breslow has made a sweeping cleaning move of the pitching department and the amateur and pro scouts department, even going so far as to remove people that have been in the organization since 1996, since the 90s. There are people that still worked for the Red Sox since the 90s in 2024 for almost, or yeah, about for 30 years. Uh, I mean, I know they won one or two championships in that frame from 96 to 24, but you kind of need to update. It's kind of like going to your computer and everything is out of date. So I think Breslow is kind of updating the pitching department and updating the scouting department going into 25. The White Sox have made one of the oddest, I could say, hires in all baseball history. Um, Brian Mahler, a ex-Marine and Navy SEAL who has no background in professional baseball. Um, he is the director of leadership, culture, and continuing education. I don't know exactly what that title entails, what you have to do as the director of leadership, culture, and continuing education. But even though Brian Mahler doesn't have any experience in professional baseball, doesn't mean he can't do the job. I just want to put that out there right now. Thank you for serving, Mr. Mahler. Uh, and hey, congratulations. You work for the White Sox now, the worst team in all of baseball. But moving on from that, with all the eliminating teams in the playoff teams so far, I want to talk about a couple of other things. Last night, Dodgers versus the Marlins. And Dodgers need to win to clinch. Like I said, they clinch last night. Uh, Shohei Ohtani was at 48 home runs and he was at 49 stolen bases. It was 6 for 6, 10 RBIs, 3 home runs, and 2 stolen bases. He is now officially, technically, at 51-51. Not just the 50-50 club. He's the 51-51 club. And he's still got a week to go to add on to that. So, he can get to 55-55 if he wants. Well, the question begs, is this more impressive than Acuna's 40-70 club that was created last year? I believe it was 73 stolen bases and I think 40 home runs on the dot. Um, Acuna plays on the field every day. Ohtani is just quote unquote, yeah, designated hitter for the Dodgers. Hopefully, he'll be pitching again starting next season. I think it's just it's mind-boggling. Is what it is to me. It's mind-boggling, and to be the first to do it is what make it even better. I mean, you have Judge over in the American League hitting 60 plus home runs, and it's a great and all. It's not the record for a single season, but Otani has the single season record of hitting being the first person to hit 50 home runs and steal 50 bags. It's crazy. It's nuts. Does it get him the MVP award? In my opinion, most likely. I don't know about the Francisco Lindor fans, Mets fans. There's a good chance that Mets and Dodgers, Dodgers are already going to the playoffs. The Mets are fighting to maybe go to the playoffs. And speaking of the Mets, I have a Pete Alonso prediction for his contract going into free agency. Um, that's on the website, and the link will be down below. So check that out. I appreciate it. And if you like these videos, if you like my commentary and my presentation, just a thumbs up. A thumbs up. You don't even have to subscribe. If you really want to watch every video, subscribe. I appreciate it. The last thing I want to talk about again in National League, um, Rookie of the Year. I think the National League 2024 Rookie of the Year race is far more entertaining than the American League 2024 Rookie of the Year race. But I'll get to that some other time. I will. I promise. For now, National League. The way I see it, you have number one Jackson Merrill of the Padres, number two Paul Skeens of the Pirates, and number three Jackson Churio of the Brewers. That's how I feel the voting is going to shake out. Now, is it impossible for Skeens to beat out Merrill? No. Do I think it will happen? Also, no. Um, Jackson Merrill has just done too much to help his team, and at the end of the day, I think Padres are probably going to the playoffs using the wild card, and the Pirates are out of it. I mean, it's supposed to be most valuable, helps the team get the farthest, in my opinion, and that's Jackson Merrill helping his team get to at least wild card spot. And Paul Skeens is gonna just wrap up his stuff, clean out his locker, and go home at the end of September. And Jackson Churio, he's already on his way to the playoffs. They won their division, so I just don't see how Paul Skeens, with his numbers, he has amazing strikeout numbers. That's the one thing. Amazing strikeout numbers. Merrill is a pretty good all around. He's a rounded player. Defense, pretty good. Offense, pretty okay. He's not hitting 300, but he's hitting 290. Something. He's got like 80 something RBIs, I believe. I don't think he has hit the 30 home run mark yet, or he will this season. Merrill didn't blow it out of the water, but he did everything well. He did everything he needed to do well. The only way that I really see it, Paul Skeens walking away with the Rookie of the Year is the Writers Association likes his strikeout numbers a lot more than Merrill's average RBIs, home runs, stolen bases, his defensive abilities, all of that. And I think that is the end of my rant for today. So if you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube on Saturday at 9 a.m., hit that like. And if you want to, hit that subscription button or follow if it's on streaming and it's audio. And again, I want to remind everyone, PGA Orlando card is through the end of September. I will post that short on YouTube, spinning that wheel with 30 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus names. And yeah, I hope you all have a great weekend. I'll catch you next week. See ya.